Hello, Aries. Welcome to your weekly reading for June 16th to the 22nd. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We are going to jump right in, Aries. Humongous week for you, okay? This is one of the most important weeks of the month, I would even say of the year, because there is going to be this big test. And remember, I mentioned this in your June forecast. This is the first real test from Saturn. But here's the thing. You've got Venus in her domicile, right? In Taurus. And whoa, that's money stuff for you. That's money. That's self-worth. That's self-value. That's material possessions. Jupiter officially moved into Cancer too, right? Last week, where he's exalted and Venus is in her domicile. So you're working with this fresh new energy. There's so much comfort there. And again, I'm going to walk you through this. And I know I dropped these forecasts a few days before the actual week. So a lot of y'all may be watching this right at the time of the full moon in Sagittarius. It's a lucky full moon. It's honestly more about these new beginnings with all the other energies that are happening. So you could be having like lucky turning points, or there's these strokes of luck, or some things that you needed to see. Yeah. I mean, reason why it's okay, it's Jupiter ruled, right? The full moon. So Jupiter rules Sagittarius, right? The moon rules Cancer, where Jupiter is. You have this really fun mutual reception. Anyway, I talk a lot more about it in my last live stream. I know I was away for for last week. So I'll leave that at the end of this video for you if you want to know more about that full moon in Sagittarius. I mean, it was a defining moment. We'll talk. Yeah, all right. Now, one of the reasons why this is going to be one of the biggest weeks, not only of the month but of the year, is because every aspect that you see here are between 0 to 2 degrees, the degrees of fresh new beginnings, and a lot of them are in Aries. So you're going through some enormous change, okay? Everything that's happening this week, a lot of y'all are going through experiences you never have in your lifetime. I've told you that in June and even your annual forecast, but just even not on this. Remember, there's so much happening. Saturn conjuncting Neptune in your sign. They're just a degree apart. That's a big deal, all right? And they're sextile Uranus and Pluto now. You're going to feel that a lot more next month, okay? That's when it gets really strong. And Uranus trine Pluto, which again, yeah, you're going to feel that a lot more next month. You're definitely going to be feeling that now. A lot of things that have to do with your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, dreams. Y'all are truly moving into new areas in your life. And you are, with Jupiter moving into Cancer, that's Jupiter's going to be in Cancer at what? 0, 1, 2 degrees as well this month. You're truly delving into unexplored territory, and I want you to, all right? And I did a video on Saturn conjunct Neptune, that sextile Uranus and Pluto, and Uranus trine Pluto for all 12 signs. I'll leave that at the end of this video as well. But let's kick this off. Tuesday, right? June 17th. You have Mars moving into Virgo, okay? So this is your ruler, all right? This is a very different vibe from Mars in Leo and even Mars in Cancer. Okay, that's where your ruler was all year between those two, right? So keep that in mind. You're now going to feel a very different energy, a lot in terms of work. Okay, and service to others. Now, Mars is going to be in Virgo for 2 months until August 6th, and it's very practical. It's very grounded, hardworking, motivated to improve. But just remember, Virgo has that perfectionist energy. You could be overly critical around with Mars, your ruler in Virgo, and it could be on yourself as well, because you have to remember all this Neptunian energy as well. That can be those lower expressions of illusion, delusion, confusion, escapism. So just know that, Mars is not seeking perfection, all right? And nobody's perfect. We're all human, but work with this energy. You're going to love it. It's your sixth house. So if you are here for work, and even if you're not, the sixth house is everyday activities. It's your daily routines. A lot of health matters here as well, okay? There's going to be a conjunction with the South Node in July. Just know that there's still big changes for you, okay? And I talked about the eclipses for you as well in the Saturn-Neptune video that's happening in September. So Mars, which is energy and passion, this assertiveness and willpower in Virgo, your sixth house. So work is going to be amplified here. Work, your responsibilities, your duties when it comes to work, colleagues, employees, as well as, like I said, healthcare, your lifestyle, habits. Sixth house is, Mars is physicality. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is something where for the next few months you are more health focused, maybe doing a lot more walking, maybe doing a lot, maybe badminton. Virgo does rule the hands. I mean, there's a lot happening here. And then you've got things ruling the feet. You're going to be really active. All right. I want you to use this. The other thing is you see Mars sextiling Jupiter, by the way, at the end of the week. That's so strong. You are going to start feeling it now. Okay. From the beginning of the week. All right. Now, what else is going on for you? Wednesday, June 18th. So here's the thing. Jupiter squaring Neptune. All right. That's at 2 degrees. You know that Jupiter squared Saturn over the weekend. And so you're still feeling that. All right. So this is a package deal. Jupiter squaring Saturn and Neptune. And then you see over the weekend, the sun squaring Saturn and Neptune as well. All right. Now that, the perfection for Neptune will be on that following Monday, but it's still, you're going to feel it this week. So we're going to do this all in one go. Okay. This 4-way square. A, do not sign anything. If you can wait, please wait. If you feel it intuitively, go ahead. But it's only because there's a sense of pressure that comes. So it could be a lot of peer pressure, even agreement. So you just have to trust your intuition, all right, at this point, because the sun and Saturn squaring Neptune, that can just alone be a little bit of like, la la land, right? And remember, this is brand new energy you're working with. So it could even be a situation where you're just like, I want to join a gym. I don't know which one. And everyone's telling you different things. Just wait. Just wait it out, all right? Those gyms aren't going anywhere. You don't want to take really big actions right away with this week, unless it's something, again, intuitively like, yeah, I got this, right? Because again, things can be a little bit fuzzy with these squares with Neptune. Now, the bigger thing here, something will test your belief system, okay? And here's, it's a circumstance. It could be a person. It could be something around family, loved ones, home, the foundations of your life. Yeah, all right? A situation that could make you really, really hard on yourself. That's what these squares are going to do. Remember, this is the first true test, right? Or, with Jupiter involved here, there could be a little bit of overconfidence, all right? Remember, this is all cardinal energy. Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn, Neptune in your sign, all right? So again, this is a test of you being a leader in a brand new area in your life, or a brand new circumstance that's unfolding for you, or one that may be ending with that full moon in Sagittarius. All right. Jupiter inflates, Saturn constricts, Neptune confuses, and you've got the sun with the squares. The sun is in Gemini still. So that can be overthinking, over analytical. It can be self-doubt, too much stimulation. So remember to use the higher expressions, right? Saturn, mastery of self, being real with yourself. Jupiter, optimism, self-belief. Neptune, creativity, compassion. Vision boards, I've talked about that. Music, which is healing. So you want to work with these energies because there will be something testing. And to be honest, with Saturn and Neptune in your sign, it could be you. All right, you testing others, and this leadership energy, cardinal energy is really, really strong with these squares. All right, so spend time in nature, be responsive, not reactive. This Mars and Virgo, really great. Remember, that's grounding you, that's centering you into being your authentic self, okay? So spend that time connecting with the ether, even asking yourself, what does your intuition tell you about this or this? And don't be afraid to ask for help around this time. That's Jupiter in Cancer is going to help you, but just don't be shy, because there's a lot of there's something here that you're not going to be able to sit on. You're not going to let it's you're going to have to face it and tap into that spiritual warrior, but you don't have to do it alone. All right. So just keep that in mind. And remember, Jupiter always squeezes something good out of aspects. He's faith and wisdom, but he's exalted in Cancer now. So he's helping you. All right. So again, your first real and Saturn being karma, right? Wax on, wax off, practice patient, being in your sign. You pass this test, you get rewarded. All right. So just stay true to you. Vibrate at that high frequency of self-love. All right. You're going to be fine. In the end, there really is this week something that you do have to learn. And even if it's the smallest takeaway, as in, oh, I handled that well. It could be that. That's it. All right. Now, June 18th. By the way, I don't know if I said this in your monthly forecast. I said it in a couple of forecasts. June 18th, in the morning, afternoon, Mercury's going to be, remember Mercury's in Cancer. Yeah. So Mercury's going to be at 17 degrees. Now, I told you, well, I said in some forecasts, but I'm just going to do this real quickly. Pay attention to February 24th. Something from that time may come up around June 18th. Okay? Because that's the day Mars went direct in Cancer at 17 degrees. So Mercury's kind of picking up that vibration. So it could have been something that you wanted. It could be and definitely something in the form of communication, thinking, logic, maybe this, mindset shift, something improving relationships. It could be a contract being presented to you, anything that was delayed back then. All right. It could even be you like finding an old letter that you were looking for, things like that. Now, Friday, June 20th. Hello. Happy summer. Welcome to the summer solstice, sun moving into Cancer, and happy winter in the southern hemisphere. Now, this is big. You're going to feel the biggest shift, okay? Because the solstice is marking this important time of year that, the time of most light, sunlight, and, since ancient times. Every ancient structure that you see, Stonehenge, Giza, all of it, it was all marking the season. This is historically important, the season of planting to growing. Yeah? So Cancer season, the next 4 weeks, it's all about growth, emotional growth, spiritual growth. It's all about expansion too. You got Jupiter here. So emotional abundance. All right. So this is a big deal because remember, you have a stellium, Mercury, Jupiter, and now the sun and Cancer all putting that spotlight, all right, that sunlight in your fourth house, the foundations of your life, okay? Your domestic sector, home, family, children, parents, significant other. Did I say that? Real estate. Again, a lot of y'all are going to be moving in the next year or doing something really big with home. Now, Cancer being a water sign, that's emotions, right? Cancer, the crab, lives in water, and it carries its home on its back. All right, so you are going to have emphasis on, for sure, the next 4 weeks, home, family, security, nurturing, emotional grounding. It's very protective energy, very maternal energy. That side of you comes out, that mama bear, very paternal. There can be some sensitivity here as well too, but it's that leadership, Cancer being a cardinal sign. So there's that resilience. Cancer ruled by the moon. You will feel emotional. And there could be a lot of intuitive energy, just really strong for the next 4 weeks. But just go with that ebb and flow of the emotions. Okay. It's like the tides, right? Controlled by the moon, which again rules Cancer. So it's soul nourishment, marking new beginnings happening for you. Really big ones. Again, everything at 0 to 2 degrees. Wow. Now, Sunday, we talked about the sun square Neptune and Saturn, but wow, again, Mars sextile Jupiter. As I mentioned in your monthly forecast, we don't have this again next year. We get this again, September 2027. We do have a wonderful Mars trine Jupiter that's coming later. But anyway, this is at 2 degrees. Okay. So you will feel it beginning of the week for sure. Remember, sextiles are windows of opportunity. Yeah. To help you thrive and prosper. They're basically chances opening up for you. Okay. And they're 2 personal planets. So this is strong. Okay, we're not talking about outer planets here. This is strong, and it's a little bit more shorter than it's just a big window of opportunity. But because it's happening with the weekend, oh yeah, you'll feel it next week as well. But it's very optimistic. It's very enthusiastic. There is definitely something happening with work, home, daily activities. Your lives are changing in a really big way. Pets as well. Are y'all getting? Some of y'all may be getting pets. Okay, or some of y'all may be on a path where you are going to be healing others in some capacity. You know, the sixth house, when you've got Mars and Virgo, and then you have, Jupiter and Cancer, the sixth house. I mean, there's just something here where, again, service to others, hospitality, helping others, wanting to help others, support others. Really, really, really nice. Okay. So it's very confident energy with Mars sextile Jupiter, that drive with your endeavors, wherever you want to put that energy, by the way. Remember, it's a lot of work energy. Yeah. Work and career, expansion. But even still, I feel like you're going to be having a lot of communication. Yeah, a lot of communication. Remember, Virgo is Mercury ruled. You're going to have there's going to be a lot of different ideas coming through. But remember, these are windows of opportunity. You're going to start seeing things come up. All right. Jupiter is expanding things here. And even if it's just inner wisdom, there's going to be some big shift happening with Mars sextile Jupiter for you. In a really big way. Okay. Now, and again, homework, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, earth signs, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, and I'm going to throw in Sagittarius and you. Okay. So those are the signs that are going to feel this like the most if you're a cross watcher, right? If you watch for your rising, your moon, or for your girlfriend, your mother, your brother, your, neighbor. If you know your natal chart, your birth chart, if you have any planets in any of the signs that I just mentioned between 0 to 4 degrees, you'll feel this. All right. But again, it's so strong. Everyone's going to feel it. It's Mars and Jupiter. So it is a big charge up to what's happening next week. Remember what's happening next week, right? It's luckiest day of the year with the new moon in Cancer as well, conjuncting Jupiter. I mean, come on, really big. All right, so Aries, let's get to it. Let's see what's going on for you this week. All right, June 16th to the 22nd for Aries. Sun, moon, and rising. Okay. Aries, yeah, I feel it. You got a lot happening this week. And listen, just look at your June forecast. I talk a lot more about other things. You also have Mercury move. What I was going to say, you've got Mercury moving into Leo next week too. I mean, that is your fifth house of just fun, pleasure, joy, children, creativity, creative projects. You have a lot on the board. And then when we get to the second spread, we got 3 lunar conjunctions. What? It's a big week. All right. Aries. What was I looking for? Anyway, let's get to it. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. You are definitely going to be tested, but you are definitely going to be good. Oh, I'm giving you a mic drop. You also get Ted Lasso's friend. I don't know his name, but wow. Okay. You got the tower. Yeah. Remember, we did have the Uranus square, Mars square Uranus, last weekend too. So you're coming out of that, okay? That's your ruler. You feel that, all right? Big shakeups, okay? And as I explained, the Tower card. Oh wait, you didn't get the Tower card? It is attributed to Mars, yeah, and then I've explained Uranus as kind of like a bolt of lightning, the unexpected surprises. There's some big shakeup that you've already had. All right. Now, here's the thing. The Tower moment, it doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. There was something, like I said, what's happening this week, it just, your spread is aligning just so strongly with the astrology. Like I said, there was something you need to see, okay? Or something that you needed to see. There you go. When that tower falls, yeah, you can see, okay? It's blocking something, right? And it can be like the tower is just like, hey, what comes after the tower? The star. Yeah. So again, there's something here that had to, with that full moon in Sagittarius as well in your ninth house of your belief system. When I say something's testing your self-belief, or it could have been you, with the lightning striking the crown off the tower, crown representing ego. Now, I'm not saying that y'all, but I'm just saying that you've got Saturn and Neptune in your sign where it's new energies you've never worked with, right? That's been 320 years and they're conjuncting, they're merging their energies and they're squaring Jupiter and the sun. So yeah, there can be moments when you're just like, like I'm going to poke the bear. But either way, you see that whatever you had to learn, it's Phoenix rising from the ashes, okay? And Saturn being in your sign. Remember, you get rewarded. You get rewarded. So if this has not happened yet, when it happens, you have to see it as this blessing in disguise, but you have to work with those energies, because when you work with those energies, that could be you in a good way saying, this needs to go diplomatically. I'm going to make this tower moment happen to have the 10 of Pentacles. Now, how bonkers is this? This is the third decan of Virgo. This is a Virgo card. This is attributed to Mars and Virgo. You got two Mars cards right next to each other. And so your ruler. And when I say Mars and Virgo is going to be a big deal for you, there you go. All right. This is success, prosperity. This is legacy. This is kind of like you having a spotlight. Remember, when you're able to see what you need to see, your perspective, okay? Your life purpose even. That's how big this month is. There you go. Okay? You got pentacles raining from the heavens. In the form of the tree of life. That's how significant this card is. You also have Venus and Taurus, right? That's also a big deal for you. All right? This is really great. A lot of, what did I say? Home and family is going to be a big deal. You see 3 generations of family here. This is comfort. Look how big that castle is, right? I said home matters as well. This is you coming into your physical realm, by the way. That's the 10 of Pentacles, okay? And this is you having that appreciation for the things that you have in your life, all right? You see all the harvest here too. So there's something ending. There's something ending for something new. Again, that's just what's happening now, coming after the full moon. Endings, turning points as we move into the new moon next week. That is golden, by the way. Yeah, one of the best of the year. We'll get to that in a second. Oh yeah, you got the Page of Wands in your challenge area. That's okay. So the biggest energy coming through for me is like, that's that thing. Okay, so there's very likely someone who has that maybe a little bit like provoking you this week, and that could be that. Right? That little test even. And it's just like, maybe you see them as not having the same maturity level as you. Again, you have a lot of work and home stuff, okay? This is Wands, fiery energy, but Page of Wands we love. But in your challenge area, the other thing is, whatever happens with that tower moment, don't lose inspiration, okay? Remember to merge with that creativity energy, that creative energy. That's going to do wonders for you, okay? But I just don't feel it like strongly. Like, it's not like something you're going to hold on to. It's just something that you may have to have a little moment with. And then, yeah, there you go. You got the 8 of Swords in your crown. So what I say about that overthinking, over analyzing, over everything, right? Even like this is a Gemini card, by the way. So again, just don't, right? There could be something here where it just feels like there may be something that you're going to have to confront something this week and work with some sort of energy instead of avoiding it. Okay. And there could be a situation where there is other people or, even circumstances that are pushing you in that direction. Not especially with Neptune. Remember, that's escapism. That's what this is. Okay. So you've got to confront what is happening. All right. Go at your comfort level where you're, really tapping into your intuition, trusting your intuition, being your authentic self. And remember what I said, it's okay to ask others to, for that support. That's Mars and Virgo. All right. So really just have that moment, and you've got so much to look forward to. Don't close yourself off. You have the 7 of Wands. So yeah, there's something you're trying to fight off here this week. Like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. But, in the end, this is a card of valor, of like courage and bravery. Okay. So there is something that you may be also defending if you work with these energies in a way where if people are, you're not seeing eye to eye with people, and there is some differences, you still have to stand your ground. All right. So that's really great. But don't let someone, it's almost like a big message here. It's like there could be a sense of like, having a hard time having a good time because of someone, all right, or a circumstance. That's what you guys just nip it in the bud, all right, and you're gonna be fine. Look, you got the Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, straight to the Ace of Pentacles. You've got a big storyline happening in your life, Aries. Ace of Pentacles in your future. So look at all this potential. Look at what's happening here. This new golden pathway for you. All right. Like I said, a lot of you are starting new things. The Ace is new opportunity coming through. All right. Again, just wait until next week. But a lot of y'all may be feeling it now. There's just a little bit of a storm that you have to go through, but that storm can be literally like 2 raindrops if you're vibrating at a high frequency, right? Anyway, you're good. Money, new job, new income. It could even be, with your 6th house activated, Mars and Virgo, for the next 2 months. I would not be surprised if a lot of y'all start something new in terms of a second thing, like a side hustle, side gig, something that you're passionate about. Remember, I said that Leo part of that's not done. Even though Mars has left Leo, Mercury's moving to Leo. I remember for 2 months because of the retrograde next month, but it's almost like you're thinking of something that's a hobby of yours, something that brings you pleasure, joy, a recreation. You may be thinking of ways to monetize it and make it a thing. Yeah, there's a lot of things, but a lot of you are just getting something new anyway. And remember, Pentacles are your physical reality too. So something may be coming into your world. Let's get to your staff. Aries, y'all crack me up. If you like this reading, would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. You're amazing. You got a lot to look forward to. And I love y'all. All right, let's do it. Aries. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. You know what? You're good. You got the 4 of Swords. Take that time. What did I say? Go spend time in nature. Go sit under a tree and, eat an apple. Whatever you need to do. Just have that time. This is all about stillness of mind. Yeah? So if you're doing that, that's the complete opposite, because this is someone who's actually taking that time out to, okay, let me think about this and let me have that like rest and retreat and have that equilibrium. And I know that there's all this comfort around me, supporting me. And the swords, look at where they're pointing at, right? Heart chakra, throat chakra, crown chakra. So working with your chakras, it's you taking that time out for you. And again, if there is any action you need to do this week, if there's any circumstances where you feel pressured or some things are you've got to take that time out and not be impulsive, right? That can be Saturn in Aries and Neptune in Aries, your sign, right? You're going to be fine. You got the 6 of Wands. You got something huge to look forward to. This is a card of eminence. This is a card of rising above. This is a card of recognition and honors and achieving things. And it just seems like you're on this great path because it's a procession, right? And you see what's happening. Look across your cross. You have the Tower and then you have the 10 of Pentacles, and then you've got that 10 1 0 equals 1, this new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles, new beginning with the 6 of Wands, a procession. So they're not just sitting there. So there's something that you're moving toward that you're getting this again, eminence. Wands are your passions, by the way, your ambitions, a lot of career related stuff here with the pentacles and the wands too. Profession, you're good. I mean, come on, you want it. You got the 10 of cups. You're so yeah, as you can see, a lot of endings, a lot of new beginnings. This is joy. This is happiness. This is happy everything. This is like all the cups are full now. This is the end of you've gone through that journey. This is all your cups are full. They're in that rainbow. Happy family, happy children, happy, you see that home, happy everything. Okay, remember a lot of big emphasis on home and comfort. All right, you're good. You're absolutely good. There you go. Page of Swords. Look at what's happening in your final outcome. So there's definitely a shift here where there is something that you're going to be seeing in a new way. Huge shift in perspective. And a lot of it can be because of these circumstances that have happened in your life. So again, this feels like a big blessing in disguise because this never would have happened. That had to happen first. Yeah. And so he's very enthusiastic. He's ready to go. He is a little bit impulsive. So remember, practice patience, wax on, wax off. But this is great. Because with that 8 of Swords, all right, as long as you look, her feet are free. It's not completely enclosed. You can walk out anytime you want. All right. You've got the 4 of Swords here protecting you. All right. Don't be afraid to go deep about thinking about certain thoughts and communicating with people about things that you may need as well. You've got so much happening for you. And with that Page of Swords, it does look like there is something new that you're going to be doing because this brings that enthusiasm and zest for let's move forward this way. All right. And it's something new coming into your consciousness. And I would not be surprised if you do get some sort of message too with the Page of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles, pages being messengers. Anyway, Aries, y'all are amazing. Thanks so much. Next week. Oh yeah. So next week is a big week. Luckiest aspect of the year. One of the best new moons of the year. We even like the fact that we have the Sun sextile Mars. We have Mercury sextile Uranus. I mean, the list goes on. Next week is bonkers. All right. And then yes, second spread. We'll go through the lunations, the asteroids, the planetoids. We have a conjunction with the North Node, with Chiron, that's in your sign, and then with Venus. Okay? Remember, Venus is exalted in Taurus. I mean, Venus is in Taurus in its home, but the moon is exalted in Taurus. And so it's been a year. We haven't had this in a year. The moon conjunct Venus in Taurus. It's bonkers. So anyway, and the moon's going to be in your sign, by the way, right? When the moon conjuncts Chiron. So tier 3 members, really good and legendary members. You know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. Aries, y'all are amazing. I will see you next week. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you.